Hey, good morning. I've received the Whole Foods 2023 food trends this morning and wanted to go through them very quickly. There is some stuff in there that I think is absolutely a trend. Some of the things they're mentioning, I think they're already well established in retail, and some of the other things are, as far as I'm concerned, are pretty much a fad. So let's go through them. Number one, Pulpless Purpose. This one's going to stick around because it's all about upcycling. My friends from Ground Up in Alberta, they are working with local breweries. They use spent grains from breweries, from coffee, to make the most amazing products, from pancake mixes to brownies. Absolutely sensational. In the drinks, apart from running audacious food marketing, I of course also run Oralis, our mushroom drinks. We use upcycled grape skins in our drinks for color and tannins. So the entire idea of upcycling is going to stick around, and I think we're going to see an awful lot more upcycled products as time goes by. So if you're looking at your products and if you're finding a way to upcycle, if you're reusing stuff that's already been used for something else, ingredients, packaging, that's generally considered a good idea. That's not going to go away. That's a proper trend. This one here, Produce Meets Pasta, which is all about pasta made from non-traditional pasta ingredients. So veggies, beans, pulses. I think that has absolutely mainstreamed. Chickpea, of course, Canadian brand that's now all over North America, super successful. They started by making pasta with chickpeas, and Whole Foods is saying they now have spaghetti squash, palm heart squash, green banana pasta, all kinds of different things coming on the market there. Not going to go away because people who are living a gluten-free diet, people who are after a low-carb diet, they will continue to purchase these products, and they make perfect sense for them. And I think they're going to hit the mainstream even harder in the next couple of years. This one here, perhaps not so much. This is a TikTok trend, and TikTok trends, they have a tendency to come and go. What's happening here is people started making their own Snickers substitutes with dates, chocolate, and crunchy peanut butter. I tried making those. They taste absolutely sensational. Really good fun. But on TikTok, there is a new food trend every 5 minutes. I don't know if you guys remember the baked feta pasta one. I made it myself. I thought it was way too salty. I think it was unbalanced. But it had millions and millions and millions of views, and no doubt millions and millions and millions of people tried to make it at home. So this is great fun, but I don't think this indicates like this huge renaissance of dates coming up. Poultry revolution. This, I think, that's a trend of two economic classes. I think the people who have the money to be able to make ethical buying decisions when it comes to meat specifically, they will continue to do so. In my own house, we eat better but less meat. That's certainly something that we do, and we do this for a whole bunch of reasons. We do it for animal welfare reasons. We do it for health reasons. But I believe in a time where inflation is still rampant, in a time where food costs are going up, large parts of the population will not be able to take advantage of this. Now, of course, these are the Whole Foods food trends, and my suspicion is if you're buying at Whole Foods, your economic, your income will be, a reflection of this. Next one. This is an interesting one, Kelp. Kelp has been around for quite some time, and when ingredients like kelp come onto the market, there is always a little bit of the ick factor. And with a lot of people, not with foodies, but a lot of people that look at this and say, I would never eat this. And I think that's one of the problems that the whole insect protein market has faced. They put amazing products on the market, but people didn't buy them because they say, well, I don't want to eat worms and I don't want to eat insects. Kelp has done a good job to rebrand itself as a sea vegetable. And I think just this simple rebranding has given it the power it needs to break through to the mainstream. Kelp grows really fast. It's really good for the environment. It tastes really good, and it's super nutritious. I've tried kelp products myself, and I really like them. So I do think we're going to see more and more kelp products in future. We are looking at utilizing kelp for drinks ourselves in our own company. So it will be really interesting to sort of see what the future holds there. Next one, climate conscious call outs. We're going to see more and more and more of this. And I think more and more people will expect that companies are climate conscious, that they make call outs on their packaging that talks about their CO2 footprint, their carbon dioxide footprint. Not going to go away, will enter the mainstream sooner rather than later. And I believe, I saw the first climate call outs on products in a natural outlet, no frills, and that tells you something. So if there's anything you can do, if there's anything you can call out for your own product, that will highlight any efforts you're making in that area, so much the better. This one here, Retro Remix. This is old knowledge. In times of uncertainty, in times of economic uncertainty, political uncertainty, and there is so much of that happening right now, right? We have inflation going up, we have a pandemic still hanging around, we have the war in Ukraine. All of these things are coming together for a huge boost in nostalgia. So whenever people feel insecure, whenever people feel scared, they go back to the olden days. And so what we're seeing as a result of this, when we're looking at our trends, when we look at usage trends, we're seeing a huge increase in people, for example, eating deep fried food, because deep fried food, no matter the health, takes them back to a time when they feel safer, when they felt safer. What we're seeing here is companies bringing in the market nostalgic food, like, for example, mac and cheese, but making it healthier. So, for example, when I make mac and cheese at home for my kids, I hide an entire, depending on the size, I hide an entire butternut squash in it. I roast it, I mash it, goes in with the cheese sauce. They have no idea what they're eating. And what we're seeing here is companies doing exactly the same thing. So they go to the past, they pull out this really lovely, nostalgic, feel-good recipes, and then they make them healthier. Anything you can do that has to do with nostalgia, making people feel loved, making people feel safe, I say go for it. Another one, Finest for Fido, absolute mainstream. This has been going on for years. I think the expression pet parent says it all rather than pet owner. People are looking at pets as part of their family. Our dog is snoozing in the background there. I don't think you can see him. They see pets as part of the family, and they treat them very much as part of the family. So any wellness trend that we're observing happening for people is going to happen for pets and animals sooner or later. And then the final one, and I honestly, I'm not sure why Whole Foods put this into their trend prediction, because I think avocado oil has been a thing for years now. People know it's healthy, it's good for frying, has a high smoke point, etc., etc. So yes, avocado oil, again, for the people who can afford it, I think it's a staple rather than the trend, not going to go away. There is an entire thing going on right now where people are beginning to realize that fats can be, or that fats are not the devil. And then what we really need to watch is our carb intake, our sugar intake. But healthy fats are definitely on the way up in the consumer consciousness. If you can make products with healthy fats, all power to you. All right, so that's me talking quickly through the Whole Foods trends for 2023. Remember, these are the Whole Food trends. So this is what they observe in their stores. And of course, their stores, Whole Food stores, they only work with a small percentage of the population, namely the kind of the population that can afford Whole Foods, and also the kind of population for whom healthy eating and better for you eating is important. So there is an entire other part of food trends out there that we're going to cover another time, for people who don't buy at Whole Foods. Thanks very much.